Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It is Wednesday, so it's small project night. We're going to work on ones that I've actually had these two pictures in a while. They're kind of related to the same. Luckily, I'm assuming I pulled these off of male artisans at the point, because the file names, I gave it the name of the weave. Sometimes when I don't know the name of the weave, I save the picture just as whatever. But these I did, so I'm assuming that's where I got them. I meant to go back and see if I could find anything else on them. On the AR side, I think I found suggestions of an AR5 and a 4.2. Didn't quite work for me. And I did find out it was from it was from there. I do remember that now. So, it was from Male Artisans. So, that's what we're going to work on tonight. We're going to start with the Griffon one, however you want to pronounce it. Unsure of how it's pronounced. So, that's what I'm going to start on tonight anyway. It's very similar to Dragon Tail, which I have done before. It looks like it's just kind of a variation of Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail, whatever. It looks like a basic variation of that. Now the ring sizes are definitely different. I actually played with this one earlier today. First version I did was way too loose. I did not like the feel of it. It was falling apart. Didn't want to hold its shape. So it got thrown into the mailbox of things I'll play with at another point. Then I tried another version, and it was actually too tight. I was like, okay. So, I am using different ring sizes and everything than what it was on the Male Artisan site. But, the one that was too tight was just a little too tight. I actually ended up playing with it a little bit more, and it turned into kind of like a pendant style thing. Really not enough room inside to capture anything per se that it would hold, because there's no wraparound on it, but it came out pretty decently. It holds its shape well. It's pretty stiff. I mean, it doesn't have much movement to it, so I kind of just kept playing around with it slowly, and then I worked on another one that actually started working, and that's the ring size I want to use tonight. Oh, excuse me. And I got a little chunk of it. Where's my little chunk? I thought I had it sitting out here with me. Because when this one wasn't going to work, I changed the ring sizes, and I made maybe about a 2-inch section. And I was like, okay, this is what we're going to go with. But now I don't see it on my table here. I didn't knock it off, did I? I don't see it on the floor anywhere. Huh. I wonder what I did with it. But anyway, we'll get to that pretty quickly here. Like I said, I've done the Dragon Tail before, so pretty much the same as that. Make sure I get up here in the camera view. Come on. Always getting this one in is always my booger. Without it. There we go. But I'm going to do the Griffin one, the first picture, that top picture, with just it almost looks like a pole Persian going down the middle in a way. I'm going to start with that in just purple and silver. And when I go into the Gallifrey one, it's basically the same, other than you're adding in a couple extra rows to the outside area. And now I'm going with I haven't tried the sizes, so I'm hoping it will actually work, to be honest with you. I never did get into trying it. This one was pretty tight, and I couldn't really fit in any extras to the outside, so I've gone down a gauge in the wire, and we'll go with that, and hopefully it'll work. Like I said, I haven't tried it, so it's kind of one of those things. We'll just have to see if it works, and if it works, we're good. If not, back to the drawing board. It's kind of what I do with a lot of new things whenever I try them out. I'm sure that there's probably some places that had tutorials for this, but like I always say, I kind of like to figure it out myself. I learn more by things not working, and then it just kind of sticks in the brain more that way. And the cat's trying to get out. So anyway, we're getting into it. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. That through, and then we come through with the connector on the back side. It's always a constant flipping back and forth from front to back. But I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. You guys gotta get in the right spot here. I need to keep that V shape. I want to keep that V shape. It can easily get moved around. And see, it's already moved over. I think the first couple was like that till I get in a few and it starts tightening it up. So I'll have to manually come back through and get it to come back out like I want it. And then flip it back over, come on this side. But, yeah, hope everybody's having a good Wednesday and a good week so far anyway. It's been pretty decent and busy. I mean, I've been keeping busy with all kinds of stuff, so it's nothing unusual for the most part. And let's see, I got a little bit more work done on the coin purse that I was working on Monday night. Got a little more into it. Got before Monday, I did get a little bit more work done on the Thursday night project. I'm hoping it will actually, if I don't finish it up on the stream tomorrow, it depends on how much I can get work done on it tonight and into tomorrow. It'll definitely be done before next Thursday, and then hopefully start getting into our next large project, which will be another large inlay. Need to finalize everything up for that. I'm pretty much there for the most part, but you know, there's always that little bit of work you need to do to finish things up. And better check around so I'm not missing anybody. I know Monday night I had more people show up and started chatting on the Twitch side of things. That was unusual for me, so I forgot to look at that for a while till John reminded me. He's like, have you looked at your Twitch? Oh, I got somebody there. Which is good to see. Like I said, you know, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. My Facebook messages are a little easier to follow the way I have everything set up right now. But I do check the others a little less often, but the more people I do have actually over there at times, then it could change. So I'll flip those through. Not sure how long we'll have to make this. I'm not sure how long it'll actually take. I decided to pull out the rings for the Gallifrey version in case we get further along on this and can get working on another one. So we'll just have to see. Since I haven't done any full ones of these, I don't know how long they'll take yet. But the little section came together pretty quickly once I got the ring sizes correct. So that's why I figured might as well get it out and ready, and if I don't get into it during the stream, I'll be working on it after the stream. And I'll get pictures here and get them posted probably this weekend. Though it's going to be a pretty busy Friday, Saturday with band stuff. To a degree. We do have rain moving in. Actually, it's supposed to start raining tomorrow, which is Thursday, into Friday, and into Saturday. So it's going to be a kind of a rainy few days, I guess. Which I guess I don't necessarily mind. We haven't had a whole lot of rain this. It's not really fall yet, but kind of fall. But I did see on the forecast that after Saturday, pretty much going to be in the lower to mid 70s for the next several days after that. And I'm like, my weather is here. Give me the high of 70 and a low of 50, 45 to 50. That's my perfect weather. But I did notice just the other on Monday night. I mean, I know the days have been getting shorter every day of the year, since mid-July, but really never dawned on me till Monday night when I was starting the stream and was letting the cats out. Realized that it's still it's starting to get already kind of darkish now. Normally it was still pretty bright when I started my stream and got dark by the time my stream ended. But now, I mean, I already got the lights kicking on outside saying it's dark enough to turn on the floodlights. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess it is that time of the year. October's right around the corner here. Another couple days. Well, another day. Today's 29th, tomorrow's 30th, so one more day, I guess. Thursday or Sunday is my birthday, so it'll be I guess it's not supposed to rain Sunday, so that's a good thing. Do have my football game on. I got my Chiefs game going on. Hoping to get into a team race on my racing team on Sunday night, so hopefully I'll have a decent Sunday. Hope you all have a good weekend too. Alright, on the outside, come here. Don't. Come on, there we go. I gotta get them on the right side and then flip them up through. Once I grab them, it seems to hold them in place pretty decent. Looks like the first couple was still a little off. I might have to redo that first row. It seemed to happen on my other one too. Once I get it going though, it seems to hold it in place where they don't want to fall and become like these down here where they're just kind of next to each other, which is kind of how Dragon Tail is. But you shift one of the rings over in the center, so they're kind of, instead of side by side, they're kind of shifted. But I might have to come back through and I will have to come back through and pull those to fix them, which is not a big thing. I did have to do that on the test one that I did, and that's when it started holding together after I got a little further, and I was like, well, this should work then. At least that's what we're hoping for. I guess we'll know more when I get this fully built out and then can actually play with it, move it around, see if anything's going to tweak out of place. I've had some weaves do that to me that drive me nuts, and done a few weaves that I like the look of, but they fall out of place too easily. So I either need to tweak some ring sizes on them, or I haven't put them into my stuff for taking to events yet, just because I don't like the way the feel of with them falling out of place. I don't like that, so I want them to stay in place for whoever buys it, and not have to tweak them when they go to put on their piece, because it happens to want to fall out of place. So hopefully this one doesn't have that problem. I know once I go to the Gallifrey version, I'm pretty sure that one won't fall out of place, just because you're putting extra rings in there and kind of tighten it up a little more. This one I'm pretty confident in, but like I said, once I get it to a full bracelet size and can actually test it better than just the little chunk that I had made. Make sure I try to stay in my camera view over here. Alright, on the side, flip it through and lock them in place. You see, the rest of those seem to be staying in spot pretty good. And then I will have to figure out how I'm going to put my clasps on at the end. I'll have to kind of, I don't know It just shows going on the single, but that seems awful loose to me. So I think I'm going to add in another row maybe. I don't know, keep looking over at the picture, kind of deciding on how do I want to actually do it. Though I did get in some of my new clasps, and I'm going to have those for sale actually too. It's kind of funny, again, that here lately anyway, when I find a new clasp, TRL ends up finding the same clasps, and I'm like, okay. They post that, hey, we got new stuff, and mine's already in shipping going, oh, well, I've got those coming too, already. But I got their vacuum, how do they call them, vacuumed, plated stainless steel class. I got them in 3 different sizes, and they're kind of multicolored clasps. Let's see, can I... No, I still got them in my big bag here. Here's one of the sizes anyway. And they're stainless steel that I like. But they got some color to them. Each side's a little different color than the other, and they kind of change in a rainbow color. And each class not fully one color on one side. It kind of changes around depending on the class. Some could be more purple blue, some are more yellow green. But I definitely like them because I like using my stainless steel clasp for my stuff for the most part. Just something that's sturdy and it's not plated that's going to dull up after time, and so I normally go with stainless steel. And sometimes if you're working on a colored piece and you get to this kind of brighter stainless steel clasp, kind of sucks in a way. And I seen those and I was like, you know what, that would be so much better for a lot of these different bracelets that I'm doing in colors. So I ended up getting 3 different sizes of those, and then TRL comes out with them. I'm like, well, but I always get more than I actually do need, because I am starting to add some findings and stuff to my website, so you should go check out those things. There's several things that I've now got on there and plan on adding more over time. I got more stuff currently right now that I can add to it, but I want to make sure that I can still get everything for the future and all that, so I don't want to put them on there until I know it's something I can get enough of to sell for a while. But I will say I don't mark them up very much. I'd rather get them out there and let people have fun with them. There is some cost involved in getting them and all that, so but I try to make them as cheap as I can. And if you compare them to other prices at other places, you'll probably notice the difference. But you can check that out. We're going to be adding in some more kits. Got most of my pictures done for a couple of them. For another tutorial that I've got coming. I'm planning on putting together some basic kits of basic weaves that are open. I won't be charging for the tutorial of them, but obviously I've charged for the kits. But I want to make kits of a lot of the more basic weaves. So if you're just starting out, you can check those out. And a lot of places do that and sell those things. So I was like, I can put together some kits and get something out there for everybody. Yeah, this is already quite a bit longer than the test one I did earlier. And it seems to be holding in place pretty well by just picking it up, moving it around so far. Other than I said, these first 2, I'll have to pull that one out and slide it over. But it's coming out pretty good. Pretty good. Let me check my other chats real quick. I about forgot again. But, just always come back, check out what's going on. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing the 3rd Wednesday of every month, doing a small giveaway. We're trying to get up now to 500 likes, follows on our Facebook page. Once we do that, we'll do another big giveaway night, kind of. Where we'll give away bigger items. The monthly things. They'll be just, maybe 1 or 2 on those monthlies. Not necessarily super small things, but nothing extravagant per se. I could throw in a new weave, bracelet or something, give that out, something like that, something, just to have fun. And then trying to set some goals, and then once we hit some major goals, then we'll have bigger, funner giveaways, I guess. At least that's what we're hoping for. So don't forget to share, like, and all that good stuff. Keep people coming, get some new people. Like I said, if you ever got any ideas or something you would like to see or maybe change up that we do during the stream, just let me know. Drop me a line. I'm more than happy to try anything. Like I said, I've only had the one video that I've had my face on, but if you guys would like to have me have a camera on me, it's a little strange, but I'm willing to do so if people want to see me. I guess you kind of see me in a way. I guess my upper camera is a little high actually, so it's actually showing me a little bit more than piece. And we'll be flipping to that camera here in a second, so I better make sure it's right. Alright, flip on through my other ring. So yeah, this is actually coming together pretty good. It's fairly wide and got some thickness to it, so when I go to measure, I'll have to take that into account and make sure I make it a little longer. Actually, right here, I think I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I'll fix that one and then I'll put in these. I want to go ahead and grab a clasp. I think let's go ahead and try one of these newer ones since I have these somewhat handy. See if I can find more of a purple. I don't know, that one's kind of brighter. That's got more of a blue on one side, a little bit of purple. I guess that's going to be my next hardest thing, is picking out what one do I want to use for it instead of just going with a... let's see here, let me grab one of my normal ones and see if I like one of them better than the other. Yeah, I still think, even though it's not the exact color, I think I like it better. So we'll put that on there. Let me fix these here. Now if I can flip it around far enough, I think I won't have to maybe pull them out. Did I get it far enough? Okay, yeah. And then I just need to add in this one, and I need them in the middle. So let's keep that there. Go ahead and get two of these open. I've got some 16 gauge 1/4 inch. Is that what I want to use? Yeah. Yeah, that should work out alright. Because I'm thinking I'm kind of going to do like a helmish capture here at the end to add on my clasp. I gotta have something larger than what I've got here. So if we put those there and we put them through, then let's go ahead and grab a couple of these here and see how that works. Yeah, we might have to change it, like I said, you know. I'm just kind of playing as we go here. So if I put those, and these are through the center. Oh man, I almost wish I pulled out the purple for that. But we'll see how it looks anyway. If I need to pull out the purple, I'll pull out the purple. I figure if I go on both sides and then come along and capture it on with the ring that I'll use for the... we're on the other camera already. Need to watch. Come on, get it in the middle. These two will be together there, but I figured that would happen. I could probably throw in a couple smaller rings to maybe give it a split. Let me put one on this side. While I'm in that camera, it might be a little... Let me make sure I scoot up a little bit, probably. I want to put this on each side. And then we use another small one here. Yeah, maybe that camera should have stayed up a little bit higher. That'll give it more out this way. So, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, though. I might end up changing those out and making it purple for my upper or my horizontal rings. I guess it just depends on which way you're holding the bracelet, if it's horizontal or not. So I mean, that looks alright. I don't know if I could go through the center with a bigger one to maybe split those up. But we'll go with that. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's the start of the weave. It'd be hard to get another set in there. At least I could only do one because I can't put two of them through my clasp. So we'll go with that for now. See how it plays out when we get to the end, I guess. And then I might make some minor changes. That's kind of what happens with these newer things. Sometimes I'll come back and make some minor tweaks to it after a stream just because I didn't quite like it, or once I do put it together, I play with them a little bit afterwards to see how they're going to hold up, see if they keep their shape, etc., etc. I could come back and kind of change that up. Though if it does hold up, I'm still probably going to change the color of those two. So these two flat ones they'll match with the purple flat ones. I think I'd like it better that way. Okay. Get on your side, get on your side. Everybody's on their side. And flip through. Alright. Oh, come on. Stay where you're supposed to be. Stay where you're supposed to be at. Let me give another quick check around here. Hopefully, stream looks like it's doing well tonight too. Not having any drops. Drop frame rates or anything. Excuse me. Where are we at anyway? 26 minutes in too, so decent. If we're only that far in, we'll definitely finish this bracelet up before the stream ends. For sure. Because, where are we at here? We're about 5.5-ish already. We'll take it out to 8, which on my flat ring, I imagine I'm going to have to go out to almost probably a little over 9 because of its thickness and its width to get the fit to be 8 at the center. I always guess though, sometimes I do have to come back and add on a few more when I'm not sure. But when I write it down in my book, whenever I come back to make it again, I don't have that problem because I wrote down what I need to make the minimum. And then I'll know how many, if you want to call them units per se, 1, 2, 3 here would be a unit, next one 3. How many units make an inch? I'll figure that up and write it down in my notes, so when I come back to it later, I can easily find those out and build what I need to build quicker and easier that way. Instead of putting on a class, putting it on the, measuring it out, and then come to find out, oh, I need to add more. Or occasionally I'll add them to their little bit bigger. And sometimes though, when I do make them bigger, I normally don't take it out to make them smaller. I just leave them as is, and I can adjust it at the event when somebody wants it. But if somebody orders online and stuff, they give me the right size that they want, I'll fit it to measure that it works out the right way for that. So, oh, come on, you gotta get through the center. See, when I do this, I want to flip them down and they kind of fit through that, and then you can hold that down and put your ring on the back side, and that kind of holds those from falling back through. And then I'll flip it back over to the other side to add the others where this one falls down out of the way, so I can easily maneuver these on either side of the ones before it. Because right here, when it's just the one with that ring fall down, I can go to either side, and it's not till I bring that ring up and it kind of pulls those back down, gives it its tightness and keeps those rings on each side, at least for now. Like I said, I'm not seeing them plopping out of place with even all the messing around that I'm doing right now down here. Other than that first one, I thought I fixed that one. Didn't I? Yeah, I fixed that one. I wonder why it fell out of place. Maybe it's because I don't have a center one. Maybe that's why I need to put a center one through on my clasp side to hold it in, because the rest of these aren't. It was just that one again right here, and that's because the gap between these are a little bit bigger because I don't have the other one attached to it right there. So I might have to get a bigger ring to come through that center. I don't know. Maybe I do that. Do I have any? I think I got a 3/8 silver sitting out here, don't I? Yeah. Okay. If I decide to change that up, I can. Maybe I put in a larger one and through the center, so I can have a center ring. Maybe that'll help pull it just a bit more to keep it from wanting to plop out of place like that, because that will drive me nuts. Like I said, I hate those weaves that end up doing that to me, where they're just a little bit off, or they can fall out of place. And I mean, it doesn't. Sometimes I've had some that will fall out of place by just looking at it funny, and others, you really have to play with them to get to fall out of place. So, but if they want to fall out of their place really easy, I don't like that. I want to fix that. Try to make it not happen, if at all possible. And like I said, was it Coda? I think is one of the weaves that I love the look of it, but the thing's just falling out of place. And I'm trying to figure out how I can either change my ring sizes or add a couple rings here and there that'll tighten it up just enough where they won't fall out of place. I haven't had much of a chance to really play around with it. I got them still sitting out here so I can try something with them. And at least get it to the point that I like them anyway. Got a mass of rings there. It must have been something else I put together. But these are the Four Winds chunks that I had going on that I didn't end up needing. I made them up a bunch of extra chunks and to get to the length that I didn't actually end up needing them, I guess. That's what those were, now that I think about it. Because a lot of things I do start making out of just silver, just to try them, because I normally have more silver on hand anyway, if I don't use bright aluminum. But when I was doing the Four Winds, I tested it using my anodized silver. So, well, we're back to the overhead camera now, and that means we're half an hour in, right? Supposed to be every 10 minutes it switches, so kind of helps me keep a reminder on how long I've been doing it whenever I see the camera has switched angles again on me. I'm gonna grab a drink here too. I didn't spill my Pepsi tonight. Put back up over. I think I might grab that silver out and fix that, because that'll change my overall length too. So get that one. Well, I let that one flip on the other side there. I don't know. I Mobused it. How did I do that? That's weird. Well, I just need a single purple. How did I go through two? Alrighty, get on your proper sides. Pop on through to the other side. Quick checks around. Don't see any comments. Hopefully I'm not having a bad comment night. I will say that. I've had a few of those nights. Yeah, the rest of those are staying in place, but that one just flipped over on me again. And yeah, it's just a little... Yeah, see, I can kind of do it by hand there. I think if I come down and just split these just a little bit, I don't know. If I do a quarter, yeah, I won't be able to do a 1/4 inch because I probably need a 5/16 would probably work. I guess I could pull out a 5/16. I have to get out my box though. Well, let me just go ahead and try a 3/8 and see if it might be too long, or if it is, I don't like it, I can grab 5/16. Maybe that'll work better. We'll see. If I can go around that purple and split those two first rings right there, I'm hoping. Well, how did that one get out of place? Because I don't see how I can even move that one back over. Okay. So one way I actually have more play when it's flipping. If it goes this way, I have more play. I can fit those. See, that'll be the thing. Will it stay that way whenever I do it further down? Because these I know were easy because that they weren't. Well, there you go. There. So let me try. Let's see here. If I pull this one out and put that bigger one through there, and try to capture all that around the purple and split the. Well, see, the split ain't going to matter because it's not going to be tight enough. I almost need two there. Well, let's see here. Let's go ahead and put it closed on there and we'll kind of give it a quick play. And you don't want to play too much though. You know, I don't like that because that's going to make a big ring coming down on you. And if it still flips, because this way it'll be tight enough where it won't come out. But this way is the way I'm concerned. And maybe I can. No, I definitely. Let me try the 1/4 inch in there. If it's sprayed to a 1/4 inch, might have been too small, but it might actually work. Now that I'm looking at it a little closer. Should be able to fit through and then give me, I won't say better, it'd be better for the clasp holding area, but it's still going to be wanting to flop around there. I guess I could try to put in smaller side rings there, see if that maybe helps. I guess we're doing a little experimenting here. Like I said, I never did try to figure out how I was going to end the weave when I first started it earlier. So let me see here. We took that out. I put in 1/4 inch rounds on the sides. Maybe I'll take those out. Where you at, closure? There you are. I don't know if that'll pull it up a little tighter for me, and maybe that'll help. Let me get them in place here before I get too far. Well, it should be alright. Let me see if I can still move it into place once I close this one. I need both these to go through the center. There's the center. And it's still... I'll need to put it through the other side on the other one, so let me make sure I do that. And maybe that'll do it. I don't know. Go through, grab my clasp ring. Well, the cat is making all kinds of cleaning noises over there, just slurping, slurping. You clean yet? Well, I mean, kind of pulled that up a little tighter, I guess. Still kind of wants to fall out of place, though. Well, and then that came through there. Okay. Well, that'll give me something else to think about then. I don't know if I could double those up with that. Well, let's go ahead and go finish on our length here, and then I'll come back to that. I could spend a couple minutes figuring out what I want to do on that one. Alright, move these out of the way. Wrong sizes. I'm going to move those out of the way since they were my Four Winds chunks. I hate when they do that. I used to tell my cat to leave the room. Hello, April. Good to see you. Yeah, he's sitting over behind me on the desk, my desk chair, just cleaning away, just slurping along. Hopefully it's not loud enough to get picked up by the stream. His meowing would, though. Because, well, when he gets to talking, he can get loud. I've had a few streams where I've had to turn around and shut him up. It's like, be quiet. Alright, so it seems to work okay, just other than that starter where I need to get a little tighterness and a little tightness to it, I guess. But the rest of it seems to be holding its shape pretty well for now. Like I said, we'll get a full test when I get fully done and I can actually play with it and twist it around and kind of see what happens with it. How many of these we at now anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 23. We're at 24. That's taking us up to about just under 7.5. So let's see here. We might add. I'm gonna go ahead and see what happens if I just put 5 more in of those. We'll see if that works. We'll see how it comes out anyway. Alright. Yeah, if I gotta make changes, I gotta make changes. That's what happens. Happens quite often, actually, when I'm trying something new, or, you know, especially when I'm not using any type of tutorial. I'm just kind of guessing. I mean, in the picture I could tell they were using 2 different size ring gauged wire, and I'm using the same gauge wire, so that could be throwing part of it off. And I don't know if that weave is just naturally, if this weave will actually naturally do that. I mean, like I said, that Coda weave, boy, that one was just the way it does, because I'd had the proper ring sizes for it, and I just don't like the way it's doing it and holding itself together. So hopefully this one doesn't happen this way. Once we get it done anyway. We'll see. Alright, boy, I hear you slurping. I know. You gotta be clean by now. Jeez. Go outside. Normally I don't have to worry about it. I guess so, a lot of the times when he's cleaning under my desk by my feet, and the desk blocks the noise. Now he's just, you know, nothing blocking the noise straight to me. Drive me nuts, though. And he's always been the loudest cleaning cat we've ever owned, because he's got a messed up nose, and it kind of gives him kind of a cleft on one side, so we could call it a snaggle tooth that he's got hanging out on one side a bit. So he's just always been a loud cleaner. Flip it over. I mean, I've had the cats, they can make some noises, but he's always been the loudest. And here lately, boy, he loves talking here lately. The other day he was just meowing at me for about 15-20 minutes, just rolling around under my feet, just yammering up, wanting my attention. It's like, I'm too busy right now, boy. Give me a few. He finally did shut up when I finally petted him. Poor kitty, yeah. He's a spoiled, rotten little turd. He's, well, we're not sure exactly how old he is. The neighbors kicked him out years ago, about 11 to 12 years old ago. They kicked him out and got a dog, and they weren't feeding him, so we started feeding him through the fence. Finally got him to come over, and for a year and a half he just kind of stayed outside and hung out, and we'd feed him, and then they moved away, so he just kind of became ours. But he's also been the problem cat just because of all his medical issues. Oh, I'm gonna put my other one in here. He ended up having to get rewired. He had a PD rewired a system. He had too much sludge and was blocking up his system, so they had to rewire him. And when we got him fixed, he about died getting fixed when he was under. They had to kind of take some extra measures for when he went under for getting fixed. And but he's a lovable little guy. I can't, you know. He's my buddy. Him and his brother. Brother just recently passed. a few months back. His brother Boomer, he was my yard buddy. He would follow me around the yard, and Buzzy does too. But and what was crazy is Boomer was actually at least 2 to 3 years younger than Buzz, and now he's a diabetic because I spoiled his little butt. And now he has to have shots twice a day. But you know, like I said, he's my little bud, so. Or my big buddy, I should say. He's a big old kitty. We've always had girl cats before, and they've always been kind of tiny. And he's a boy, and he's a big old boy. He's a 15-pounder right now, almost 16 pounds. Trying to, I think he's probably lost a good pound. We've been putting him on a better regimented diet, some different food to try to help keep that down, and so he's getting a little bit thinner, but it's taking a while. He begs me for food all the time now. It's like he's starving to death. It's like, no, you're not. I know exactly what you're eating every day now. Everything gets weighed. I know better. But he'll still bug me. And I have to watch the other cats' food. If they don't finish up their food, I gotta make sure I get it out of the way, or he'll go try to steal everybody else's. Because I'm hungry. Alrighty. Let's see where we at here now. Oh, come on. So yeah, this takes us up to about 8 3/4. I might actually, well, I don't know. We'll go ahead and, how did I want to finish this up like the other one? We'll finish it up, try to do the same thing we did over here. Those flopped out of place again. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. It's only that first, well, the first 2 rows, I guess. After that, it seems to be perfectly fine. That is going to drive me bonkers. I have to figure out a little something else. It might just take a matter of another little ring somewhere in there just to kind of keep it all where it needs to go. I guess we'll find out a little more once this side's done too. I don't think I'll have that well, I shouldn't have that problem at all with the Gallifrey version, because you're going to just have so many extra rings holding everything else together. Let's see, I didn't get any purple out, so we still got to go with these. Put one back up in here. We got you. We'll put one on the other side, and then we'll connect those 2 together. And if I let go, you're going to pull down over it. So I gotta remember to flip it back up the proper way. And flip that one over top. And I had those come out of place. Now this side's, well, no. I thought it was going to be tighter for a half a second, but it's not. It's doing the same thing that the other side is wanting to do. Give me another one. Because this will be the ring for the clasp. So those 2 will always have to kind of be together. Well, that one... Okay, maybe that's what I should try to do over here. Let me see. I did that end a little bit differently. Now I gotta find the closure. Lottie-dee, where are you at? There you are. Because on this one, I actually, on the other side, I actually put it through the upper area instead of through. Well, that'd be too tight though. A bit on the other side. And that definitely tightens it up a bit more doing it that way. I'm going to have to pull that out to get them back in place first. And then put it in there. Alright, I'll come down this way and do it. Alright, there we go. Through and through. Come back through. I need you on the other side. There we go. Now let's see better. Did it by accident, but sometimes you can have those happy accidents. I like happy accidents, because that definitely pulls it up a little bit tighter there, and I don't think that's going to allow now those rings to fall through as easy. Yeah, so... Oh, I forgot to put the clasp on. Dummy. And actually, now that I've done that, I'm going to put a smaller ring through there. The one I was originally wanting to go with. I went larger so I could go further down, but actually I think making it smaller and coming up through these is the way I needed to do. So, let's see if that'll work. The clasp is still the way it needs to be. So, I think we might be done with the Griffon. Actually, those should be on the inside of that. So I might actually have to take this one out to get those to fit in where they needed to be. I didn't. Now that I put, maybe. Let me see. I guess it's still got a little looseness to it. So now that came up there. And like I said, I'll just have to play around with it and keep on the lookout and see where it might want to lose its cool. And so, yeah, that might be actually a little over 8 inches. Yeah, I definitely like it too. It's a little different than what I've done in the past, but like I said, it's kind of related to the dragon tail. Let me try to get a better view up here. Maybe it's side view and the top view. Again, I'm looking on a little 1-inch screen, so hopefully it's alright. If I'm even on that. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera now. It'd be this one up here. Duh. I guess it was on the little screen. So, that's kind of the front view and then the side view. It's kind of like, it's got a little Persian look to it, but a little different. That must be too close. A little blurry on that camera. Going back here a little bit. Again, I have to wait for Facebook to catch up so I can see it. Yeah, it's not bad. So, let me grab my measurer here. Let's see how big we are. Well, we went to 8.5, so I probably could have went with 4. I got up to about 8.5 on that. But that's still good, like I said. So yeah. Now I just gotta play with it and make sure nothing comes out of place, and I'll sit here and I'll end up fiddling with it while I'm watching some TV later, and kind of just see if anything falls out of place while I'm not paying attention to it. Sometimes when I play with them and while I'm paying attention to it, I'm more apt not to move it in the right position. But it came out well. I like it. We'll see how the, what was it, Gallifrey. Basically it's the same, but on Gallifrey we're going to be putting rings on the sides and they'll be off-shifted. Now this one's grabbing through the center here. We'll be putting them... Oh man, I hate these bugs. These stupid little things. They are all over this year. They're like hard exoskeleton guys. I hate them. Go away. They go hitting the lights and you can just dong, 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 dong. Almost like a June bug. But anyway, yeah, the Gallifrey. Same basic, but then we come through and we'll add those in to the side there. Now I'm going to actually use a smaller ring on that one. So we're going to be testing it, see if it works. I'm going to do that one. Now, if it works properly in a rainbow version. Alright, getting all my rings put up here. Of these. Oh, I'll still need you. Slide you guys out of the way. Oh, let's see here. We need these and then all of these. So, a lot of removing of the lids. And do I have them? Yeah, I got them in the right order. It's like, hopefully I got them in the right order for a rainbow. I put them up here in the wrong order before and built my rainbow kind of middle backwards out. had my yellow starting down to the red, but then the rest was proper. And I didn't notice till I was done with the piece. Give quick checks over here. Everything looking good, looking good. So, alrighty, let's see here. I'm gonna do, definitely gonna be looser. And actually, I need my silver 16. Because I'm gonna, how many does this take again? 20, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. This one will be a little looser, but actually it'll be a little tighter once I add those in there. So we'll probably go 30. So 6, 12, 24. That'd be right at 30. So we'll go 3 silvers to start with. That way, if I got to pull it out at an event or something, I can pull it off at each side to try to still leave the rainbow on the inside. I've been doing that a lot more with my rainbow stuff. I'll try to just make silver on the outer edges so I can shrink it down and still give it a good center of the rainbow effect. What camera are you on here? We're still on the front one. Alright. Hopefully I don't talk too low. Sometimes I'll start talking to myself and I can hear it in my brain, but I'm like, am I talking loud enough for the camera? Quick looks again. Alrighty, so we're going to start, we're going to do 3 chunks. So it'd actually be, I only need 2 because the third one will come back in and add for the clasp area. When we get to it, I'm going to be using a lot of these. So pull those on out. Have them ready. Well, we probably won't finish this one up before the stream. That one took us about an hour. Really, probably about 40, 45 minutes if it wasn't for jibber jabber time and figuring out how I wanted to make my ends close up. That wasted a little bit of that time, so. Alright, let's just get the start of this one going. I always hate this part whenever I have to do like an orbital style. I'll end up falling through or something like I just did and totally missing. Gotta get just right, and then hopefully not fall out while you close. There we go. And then you can get the lay down, because basically that's just an orbital over those. Okay, so now we need to go ahead. Yeah, I'm actually using the wrong size rings. I need 18 gauge for this one. Pulled out the wrong ones. Now we'll see how easily I can change the centers up, maybe. Because these will probably more want to fall out of place until I get the sides put on, so we'll probably go, after we go an extra step further, we'll step back and put in the side ones to hopefully tighten everything back up good. Actually, I might be able to put in one and then I can take those 2 out, maybe. And then come back with the last one. And then I'm gonna have to look close to find my closure. Find my closure. Alright, can you come on out of there? This way? Okay, and then try to fit you in there. And then take out that last one. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about when I first started it until I was getting ready to grab the other rings, going, oh yeah, I was meant to use 18 gauge on these. Get back in the right camera angle. Go through and up and over. Because yeah, they'll definitely be smaller wire. You know, I'm 0.2 millimeters smaller now, so when you're talking only, you know, probably half a millimeter before it wants to slip out of place. It's definitely going to make a big change to it. Alright, put those guys out of the way so I don't grab them again. But we're now where we should be. And then kind of go back into how we were doing it before. Because I got the one section in there, but I'll need to add these. And they'll want to flop around real bad, I'm sure. I've never tested this size, so like I said, it might not work. And I might have to change it up as is. But I know with the larger one, there was no way I was going to be able to put in the other rings. The one that changes it basically into Gallifreys just by adding 2 more to the outside, but it'll be off shifted from these center rings. Alright, come on up, come on down, go through. I can already feel it so much looser than the other one. Now, not quite as bad as the first version I did. The first test one I did was so loose it was pathetic. I was like, yeah, why did I even think these rings were going to work? I don't know what I was thinking. And then the next step is going to see if I actually can make a smaller version. Go with the, instead of 3/8 big ones here, I'll go down maybe to 5/16, maybe 1/4 inch, 18 gauge, and get into doing some 20 gauge for my centers, and see if that might work. So we'll go one more here, and then we'll come through. That'll give me a better idea of how many I need to go before I start adding in my side rings. So it'll definitely take longer. It's going to use twice as many of the smaller center rings. Now these actually need to be red, right? Yeah. I need to change these to red. That's all that for right now. Let me grab the red. I guess that's one of the other problems I always have whenever I'm starting to make a colorful one. Gotta remember my changeover in colors at the right point. Solid colored one's easy, right? So, let's see here. You're on the outside, and you're flipping down, so these are where I need to put you. And I'll use the 2 silvers actually on the upper outside of the next one. Or the earlier one. Yeah. Whatever I mean. You know what I don't mean, right? You can read my brain. I have a brain reader attachment to Facebook. And we'll pull you up. Get your center. And then we'll come back and look and see where that one can fit through, and hopefully it'll tighten everything up nice and neat. Let's see here. So it's through an opening. We need to go through these 2. So let me, where the open rings here go? Because we're going to be going around these 2 now. These 2 will be connected with this, and then one on the other side. I don't know. Alright, yeah, that's the way I need to do it. Well, actually, it'll pull that one down a little bit more too when I get this other side in. So it might work. Have to get a little further along in it, I'm guessing, to make sure we fully are where we need to be. Get out of that one. Goes through that one. Get a little more length in it, and I'll come back and do the front 2. Alright. Is that what the picture looks like? No, I'm actually going through 3 here, and I only should be going through 2. That seems like it's going to be awful loose, though, now that I'm looking at the picture. But it pulled it together a little tighter, I think. But it's not sitting the way I want it to sit there. Because it looks like I'm supposed to go and not attach it to this third ring. Well, let me find the closure again. We'll give that a try, and I don't know, that doesn't seem like it's going to pull it up as tight as doing what I just did. Oh, get out of there. Alright, put that one on the outside, this one on the outside, and then I want to go through just those two. That's going to make that one really loose. I wonder if this is where maybe I should go with the... That means I'd pull out a lot more rings. I want to do that. But if I was to go up on these outside rings up a gauge, because that's where... Yeah, that's more like what the picture's looking like. Sitting just above it. Let's pull this one out. See what happens, I guess. So all we can do is try it. If it doesn't work the way I want it to, then we change around. It might get better as I... That one's just super loose though, man. Just flopping around out there. Guess I could try to maybe king them up. Put two of them out there. Because it looks like... Yeah, it's just going through the center of one up through the other, so... Not screwing that part up at least, no. According to the picture, but I might tweak it a little bit more. Sometimes they don't always work the way the picture and what rings I'm using come into play. So now that's there. See, those are just really dangly loose. Not digging that at all. I would imagine they would have been tighter, but trying to debate if I want to king them up now or not, because I don't think kinging's really going to change anything on them. So I almost wonder if I need to go to a smaller size and a bigger gauge for these outside ones. Maybe I use the same... Let me think here. If I go... Because I can't... Because we're going to be going through those two. Let me see real quick just what a 16 gauge 1/4 inch would do to the outside. Because I can't put in the bigger ones, I do know that. But I could use these smaller ones maybe. Smaller gauge and put up in there. Well, it seems awful loose. But I did try the bigger rings already through the test piece, and it was making it way too tight. So, but now it does just seem too loose. Maybe it's because it's 1/4 inch. Because that's basically what we do, is put one here and one on the other side here. Let's take this out before I forget. You know, that's part of experimenting. I was actually just chatting with the wife last night about it. Excuse me. When I'm working on testing something out and stuff, some days, you know, you could spend 6-8 hours, and by the time you're done, you've accomplished nothing because nothing that you did worked. Kind of like when I did my moon inlay, or the moon-shaped wall hanging. I started on it on a stream, and before the next stream, I actually pulled it all apart. I didn't like it, the way it was going together, and redesigned. So basically spent a whole stream that was for naught because I pulled it all apart. But that is what can happen. So actually, let me see if I went to these smaller, bigger rings, what we're using on the center of the other one, maybe they'll work better on the outside of this one. Gotta find closures again. So, let's see here. I mean, some of this could change too if I built it longer. I could be trying to attempt this a little too soon. I mean, that can be an issue sometimes. Maybe I should have waited. Because it's definitely not going through 3, right? Yeah, it's only going through 2. The big one, well, yeah, because the inners are only going through 2 also, so it's got to be only going through those 2. Let's see here, if I put these in, it works. I mean, it works. I mean, I'd be using 3 different ring sizes to make it, but, you know, I've got the rings to do it, so that's not a big thing. It's just a matter of I might pull out all my other rings. So, flip back over. It's still super loose there, though, man. Maybe I've just got to go with this 18 gauge, but go down in ring size, go down to 7/32 18 gauge, because then that would pull all that together a little bit more so. My gap there, would it change? It might change a little bit. But then I'd be basically going to where I just was. And I couldn't fit those rings down the inside there. When I did my test piece, I wish I could find it. When I started trying to put those down in there, I was starting to, it was pulling them a little too tight, and it wasn't giving me the movement that I liked. Because basically you're using these bigger openings right in here inside this ring. You got one coming up around this way, one coming up around that way, and that was just seemed, yeah, man, because I got it. Well, I think I did pull them out of that one test piece anyway. Because that basically, if I go down in my color size for the centers, I'm basically just making this again. Well, I mean, it is smaller gauge though. Sorry, my brain is just kind of floating around thinking, going, let's see here. Well, we know we're not going to finish this up during the stream, so let me go ahead and pull out. Do I have? Yeah, 7/32 18 gauge. So that would be smaller gauge. Let me try the red on that before I go too far and get out all my colors. I need to put in a stopper. Sometimes if I don't put in an empty box when I pull one out of these and I put it back up, I start playing, what was that number game used to have that would slide around? It had like 1 through 15 and one open spot, and you had to slide your numbers around and try to get them back in order. That's what ends up happening to my boxes. When I pull one of these out and I don't put in something to hold its space, its spot, they'll shift up and sideways, and by the time I pull it back out, it's like, oh, my rings are messed up again. So, let's try. I mean, these are definitely going to be smaller. Let's see, same ring size on our inner diameter as what we did on the previous one, but it is 18 gauge instead of 16 gauge. Let's see if maybe that might help it some. I'm unsure. I'm looking for my closure here. I'm trying to keep everything in order. Just pull it out, try to fit this one back in the same way. If I can. I think that's going to work. Definitely a bit brings it in. Let's go ahead and do this other one. And like I said, I might need to just expand this out, and things will change once it gets a little further along, because it will start pulling a little tighter and all that as you go further along. Sometimes I've had some, you know, not all the time, but you know, I'm thinking it would. but I just didn't think it was going to do it enough where I would want it, and that was going to be my concern. I'd hate to go further and then have that problem. So let's go ahead and put you on through. And we've got to change out our side ring on the 1. Because then I'm going to have to go through and put all my 1/4 inch 18 gauge up and get back out 7/32 of all these colors. The only thing that sucks when you do a rainbow, if you change up colors, it's a matter of going back through and pulling all my stuff back out. I might need to, just to get a better idea, be honest with you, with unless I want to do like just a couple, I guess if I'd basically going 3, right? 18, 24, so now I'm doing 4, so I'd have to go 4 reds, 4 red, then 4 yellow. That's what I'd have to do if I want to do it that way. I don't know if I want to do it that way though. Alright, so let's put this one up through here. See if that changes anything up, at least for this first section. Let's see here. Those 2. But now I've got, and these go to the center. It's still kind of, but if I change out the ones before it, it's going to pull that one even up tighter. And then once I do get these middle ones put through, yeah, I'm going to have to get all my other colors too, just to, if I want to do it that way anyway. Alright, let me put these guys back in their box. Where are we at on our time right now? As is, we're at hour and 16 minutes, so maybe it is good time to go ahead and close up. I mean, we got one done, so that's good. That's basically my idea for Wednesday night, is to finish a project up, and we did finish this one up. So now we are experimenting on another size, but we're also doing the Gallifrey version. So being that I need to pull out and try get all my other colors so I can get this expanded more before I really know, we're probably going to go ahead and close up a little bit early tonight. By the time I'm done doing this and stuff, we'll be about 10 minutes early, so it's not too bad. We ran over a little bit Monday, right? So it all evens out at the end. But anyway, I do want to thank everybody that has joined us and followed us and everything. Keep in mind to go ahead and get us shared out there, let people know. We're looking to get up to 500 likes and followers on Facebook to do another large giveaway. But like I said, we're going to do third Wednesday of the month. We're going to do a small giveaway, maybe 1, 2 smaller items for the monthly, and then hopefully, you know, I doubt we could get to 500 before December. That'd be nice if we could, but you know, I think that'd be pushing it. But anyway, you know, like I said, if you like us, share us out there. Have people come join us. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We stream to all those. And tomorrow night is Thursday. We will be back with a large project night. We will finish up hopefully getting close to finishing up our chessboard. If not by tomorrow night, then for sure by the next following Thursday, we'll be finishing that up and getting into another large project. But check us out. We stream on Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. A little bug in there. But anyway, I thank you all that have joined us and watched us and followed us. And I hope you continue to do so. Come in, have some conversations. Sometimes we might get a little less done if we have more conversations. But, you know, it's all good and fun. We're just here to have fun and all that. So, you all have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.